Hello to everyone, it's Nargiza Kadirova, an English teacher of Bukhara State University. Today we will speak about the topic freelance. Let's move to the theoretical part of our lesson. First of all, let's define what does the freelance means. Freelancing is working on a contract basis for a variety of companies as opposite to working an employer for a single company. Freelancers are often considered to be self-employed and have the freedom to pick and choose their projects and companies they would like to be associated with. A freelancer or freelance worker is a term commonly used for a person who is self-employed and is not necessarily committed to a particular employer long-term. Freelance workers are sometimes represented by a company or a temporary agency that resells freelance labor to a client. Others work independently or use professional associations or websites to get a work. A common profession for freelancing is writing. A writer then has the ability to submit their work to many different places without being tied to any one company in particular. Now we can see there are some fields and professions and industries where freelancing is predominant. We can say that the music, journalism, publishing, screenwriting, filmmaking, or photography, event planning, event management, copy editing, proofreading, or copywriting, writing, computer programming, web design, consulting, tour guiding. Even we can see that post-secondary education, video editing, video production, in translating, illustrating, and the others. And the other forms of piece work, which some cultural theoretics consider as central to the cognitive cultural economy. Let's speak about the advantages of freelancing. Freelancing is so flexible you can set your own hours, working full or part-time on the project of your choice. While clients can offer specification to the work, a freelancer works similar to an independent contractor in which he is free to control how the work is completed. And there are some perks to working as a freelancer. We can say the first one, fast to get started. As long as you already know the skill you plan to offer, getting started is simply a matter of finding your first clients. The next one, easy to start. You can start right now, acting as a sole priority and using your network, find a client. While you will want to build a LinkedIn profile and a website, you can network within your current career and friend networks to find your first clients. The next one we can say as an advantage is affordable. Odds are if you have the ability to provide the service, you also have whatever equipment or software you need to deliver. Eventually, you will want to invest in business building tools such as a website, but using LinkedIn, we know that which is free. It's a great online resume that can help you promote your service. The next advantage, the need for freelancers is large. While the marketplace of freelancers is competitive, the need for quality, reliable freelancers is growing day by day. Many businesses don't have employees and instead have the team of freelancers. The next, choose your own schedule. Work when and where you want. You can decide and you can make your own schedule. The next advantage, pick and choose clients. While in the beginning of you may take any clients that will hire you, as you grow, you can choose not to take on difficult clients. You can even fire them. And the last advantage we can say that do the work the way you see fit. While you need to deliver what the client asks, how the work is done, it's up to you. And we will see some disadvantages of freelancing also. Can take time to build clientele. Getting enough clients to make freelancing something that supports you and your family can take a while. You will spend some times also. The next one, work can be irregular. Many freelancers experience an ebb and flow in their work. You need to plan for lean times and be ready to work hard to deliver work on time when work is plentiful. Or the next disadvantage we can say is that managing multiple clients and projects can be challenging. While some people like the variety of working on several projects at a time, others may find it difficult to keep track of deadlines and pace themselves to deliver quality work on time. And the last disadvantage we can say that pay may be lower to start out, especially in today's digital economy. Many people expect to pay less for work from a new freelancer. We can say that these were some theoretical part of our lesson. Let's move to the practical. We will see this knowledge, this gained knowledge we will practice with activities. As usual, we will conduct today's lesson with the textbook scale up. And now, the first activity. Look at the pictures and try to explain what's described in these pictures. What can you say about these pictures? Just think. Let's try to speak about it. We can see in this picture, in the first picture, we can see that there is shown, described the guy who is lying on the sofa and he's working with the help of the laptop. We can say that maybe he's an architect, maybe he's a web designer, but not in an office, at home or somewhere else. We don't know. He's running his business. In a second picture, we can say the same procedure. Girl is working at home. Maybe we can say that maybe she's a translator, maybe she's a copywriter, maybe she's an instructor or tutor, we can say. She's also busy with her work, with her job. In a third one, we can say also there is a woman or girl, we can say, who is busy with her job also. She's having a rest, maybe she's in a vacation, but parallel she's working with the help of a laptop. Commonly, we can say that in this picture described freelancers. They are freelancers. They are working, they are busy with their job, they are busy with their business, not in an office, but at home or somewhere else. Let's move to the second activity. The second activity devoted to the listening skills. Now, I will put the audio and then you will listen attentively and carefully to the audio and try to answer to the following questions. Try to do the multiple choice test. Are you ready? If you are ready, I will put on the audio.
Lesson 9. Freelance. You're going to listen to an interview with freelance educator. Good morning, you're welcome. So I would like to ask you a question. What is your life evidence definition to the word freelance?
Well, first of all, it means working free for yourself, not for someone else. That is an advantage because you can decide what you do, when you do, and where you do it. Only at the end, there are disadvantages if you rely on freelance work for all your income. Sometimes the work might be scarce.
Is it a profession or a title?
Good question. Not really. You can say freelance or you can say self-employed, but it's really the way you choose the work you do, whether you work for a company or an institution or whether you work for yourself. Moreover, freelance is a general term. It is selling skills that you have, accumulated skills and experience in a certain field.
So, how long have you been freelancing?
More than 6.5 years.
Wonderful. What are the requirements of freelancing then?
Well, basically, a freelance sells his or her skills, so you have to make sure that your skills are up to date and relevant. My skills have been built up almost 40 years of teaching and education, but I still need to keep it up to date.
So, what are the priorities and advantages of freelancing?
It keeps me interested in the field. There is a lot of travel that is an advantage to meet new people.
Yes, right you are. To meet new people is wonderful. So what challenging points or disadvantages of freelancing can you state?
The one is staying away a lot, being apart from my family.
Does freelancing require higher education or, in other words, diploma?
In the field of ELT, freelancing requires higher education, not because it is in the official requirement, because you need some background to be effective in the area. The high-level background is really needed in order to make people believe.
Does freelancing exist for both governmental and non-governmental organizations?
Well, you can deal with some organizations, or you can get registered with British Council, various publisher houses. If any available, they can contact you. Publishers have a short-term contract for running the training and book selling. A part of that contract will be for the training conduction. As for me, I have had both employee freelance. I have been employed by ministries and private organizations.
Wonderful. And the last question, what are the approximate salary rates?
It tends to be much higher than the permanent employers get. The reason is that it is usually short-term contract, maybe for 2 weeks. In fact, it ranges between £100, £1,000 per day.
Okay. Did you get the meaning of this listener text? Good. I hope that you could catch the meaning and you could do the answers to the questions also. Good. Let's try to check your answers. First question. Les Kirkham says that freelance means working free for yourself. Second one. Being a freelance, you can decide what to do, when to do, and where you do it. Third one. Lewis Kirkham mentions being out of the family a disadvantage of freelancing. Fourth, he explains that freelance work is selling the skills and experience you have. And the last, Les Kirkham notes traveling to many countries as freelance priorities. These were the questions which are related to the listener text. And the next activity is also related to the same text. Try to answer the questions and use no more than 3 words while answering. The first question. How long has he been working as a freelance? What is the requirement of being a freelance? Les states that approximate freelance salary rates to be between. Do you remember the meaning of the text? If yet, it's a great. And now try to answer just using no more than 3 words. Let's check your answers. How long has he been working as a freelance? More than 6.5 years. What is the requirement of being a freelance? Up-to-date and relevant skills. Les states that approximate freelance salary rates to be between 100 to 1,000 pounds daily. These were correct answers. If you did like this, that's a good job. Let's move to the next activity, which we always like which will try to improve our vocabulary. This activity related to the vocabulary, just matching the freelance related words and their definitions. There are given some words, and from A till J there are given definitions. Try to find correct definition of each word. You will have some time for doing this task also. Let's check your answers. Self-employed is not working for an employer but finding work for yourself. Contract is a legal document that states a formal agreement between bodies. Expenses, when you spend or use money. Per diem, fixed amount of money to be given for daily expenses. Fee, money regularly paid to someone in return for services. Venue, the place where public event or meeting happens. Publisher, a person which publishes books. Liaison, someone who makes groups to work effectively with each other. Non-governmental, not related to a government work. Part-time, work for part of the day or week. And these were some activities which are related to the topic freelance. And as usual, you will have independent learning. There is a text for independent learning. Read the text and write a short summary to the text. I hope this will be interesting for you and you will do with pleasure this task, and then I will just wait for your works, for your just tasks, for marking you. This was all about today's lesson. I hope this lesson was informative for you. You had learned some new words which are related to the topics, and you improved your listening skills also. And do the task independent learning and try to send it to me for getting your marks. Thank you for your attention and